most famous directors of all time, who's actually got a movie coming out in just a few days, says that he's going to be stepping down after about 5 or 6 more films. I'm Troy with Marks on Movies, and today we're going to be talking about James Cameron eventually retiring, according to an article by Screen Rant. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the little bell to be notified whenever we post brand new videos. We bring new content to you every single day of the week, whether it's about movies, TV, video games, and of course, pro wrestling. Now, on with the story. It is linked in the video description down below if you want to read the whole thing. James Cameron wants to retire after 5 or 6 more movies. Director James Cameron reveals that he's not looking to retire just yet, and he's probably got 5 or 6 more movies in him before he does. Legendary filmmaker James Cameron says that he's looking to retire after 5 or 6 more movies. Cameron rose to prominence as a director with films like 1984's The Terminator and 1986's Aliens, and is now widely regarded as one of the most successful filmmakers of all time. He would go on to make Terminator 2 Judgment Day and Titanic, the latter of which became the first movie ever to make more than $1 billion at the global box office. After the mega success of 2009's Avatar, the director is now all in on the franchise, with the film's sequel Avatar: The Way of Water and 3 additional sequels in various stages of development. And not a moment too soon, 13 years after the release of Avatar 1, In a recent interview with THR, Cameron, who is now 68, discusses his retirement plans and says that he still wants to make 5 or 6 more movies before calling it quits. The director reveals that 3 of these movies will likely be Avatar sequels, and that he actually has plans for a 6th and 7th movie in the franchise if the audience demand is there. However, he also recognizes that his age means that he might have to hand the Avatar reins off to someone if the franchise continues beyond the 5th movie. Quote, "I'd be 89 by then. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to make Avatar movies indefinitely, the amount of energy required. I would have to train somebody how to do this because I don't care how smart you are as a director, you don't know how to do this." End quote. Continuing on with that point, bringing 2 Avatar movies to life has essentially taken 25 years of Cameron's life, meaning if someone were to continue the franchise after he retires, they would need to have the same level of passion and dedication for the franchise that he does. As Cameron has revealed in previous interviews, a major reason why the first Avatar was such a passion project, in addition to the groundbreaking 3D and CGI technology, is because the movie's themes regarding environmentalism. Avatar: The Way of Water seems to feature similar themes, albeit in an ocean environment, meaning whoever takes Cameron's place should probably also have a passion for encouraging environmental conservation through storytelling. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever director Ryan Coogler would make for an interesting Cameron successor due to his exploration of race across his work. While Avatar doesn't necessarily explore race on the surface, the first film featured very thinly veiled colonial metaphors that could potentially be worked into something more complex and nuanced under the direction of a person of color. Avatar is mostly fantasy, but there are certainly elements of science fiction in the film's story, and there are a number of younger directors who have proven themselves across the genres. District 9 director Neil Blomkamp, for example, could potentially bring a grittier feeling to the franchise. Ultimately, however, nobody will ever really be able to replace Cameron. It remains to be seen how audience will receive Avatar: The Way of Water, but initial trailers suggest that it will be just as breathtaking and groundbreaking as the first movie. Cameron has one of the most successful and beloved careers in Hollywood history, and finding someone with his sensibilities and eye for storytelling seems in many ways like an impossible task. Thankfully, however, the acclaimed Avatar director sounds like he'll try to keep working for at least another 15 to 20 years. This all kind of builds up to my ultimate point here, where I want to ask everybody, do you even care about the new Avatar movie? Were you excited about the first one? I really wasn't. I didn't give a crap about it. Then I watched it, and I liked it. I wasn't blown away by it. Sure, some of the visualizations, especially in theaters, were awesome, and at that time it wasn't played out. But you gotta think, nowadays, we've seen it, we've been there, we've done that, and like I pointed out earlier, it's been 13 years since the first movie came out. Sure, there are going to be a lot of people that go see it. I'm not going to deny that. But they also said that this has to be the second or third highest grossing movie of all time, just to break even. If they start to make money, that's going to be awesome for them, but they're going to have to make a crap ton of money. James Cameron has talked about this a lot and said that he was not willing to compromise on the budget. I don't know if that's a smart move or not. It might prove to explode in my face, and I have to eat my words. Maybe it will be the first or second or third highest grossing film of all time. Who the hell knows? But like I said, people just aren't going to theaters like they were years ago. I mean, the numbers are there for some movies, but not all of them. And if James Cameron is going to pass this one off eventually, if he decides to keep this damn thing going, I don't know who the hell would take over for him. James Cameron comes from an elite class of directors of the past that we just don't see a lot nowadays. There are very few directors who have consistent hit after hit after hit, or even more than one hit. So I don't know who the hell could even take over for him. If there's even going to be demand after the second or third movie, I'm pretty sure that the studio has locked themselves in to pay out the butt for these films, at least for another 2 or 3 films. We'll see how they go. We'll see what the box office looks like for this, but it is a big gamble, in my opinion. I don't know. My co-host Greg thinks I'm crazy and that it's going to be a smash hit success, even bigger than the first one, but I guess we'll wait and see. Comment down below what you think, and tell me if you're going to go see the movie, if you're going to wait for it to come out on video like I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to stream this thing. I'm not going to the theater to see it. I barely wanted to go see the first one in theaters, and like I said, I liked it, but I wasn't blown away. If you've seen Fern Gully, it was a lot like that, but with a lot more stunning visual effects. Share this video around to everyone you know, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that little bell to be notified every single time we post brand new content on movies, TV, video games, and of course, pro wrestling. I've been Troy for Marks on Movies, and we'll see you next time.
James Cameron doesn't do what James Cameron does for James Cameron. James Cameron does what James Cameron does because James Cameron is James Cameron.